Coach picked middle of the standings this year in the coaches poll. Where do you see that for the team? How did the team react to that? What are your goals, and where do you see the team going into the season?
We just want to try and get better every day. I know that sounds cliche, but that's really what we're focused on. We do have a lot of people back. Hopefully they gain experience last year, but it'll be a matter of seeing what they've actually learned from the experience. But honestly, we haven't talked about it a whole lot. We're just trying to get better and control what we can control.
You mentioned a lot of the team back. I believe 5 of the 6 top scorers back, 4 of the top 5 in starts for your team coming back. Basically, the core of the team is back. What has that been like as the learning curve for them, not having to learn each other again this year and be able to work more within your systems?
Well, I do think we're definitely more comfortable than we were last year, but as I just said, it's a matter of just because you have experience, that doesn't mean you've learned from it. So we'll see here in a couple weeks what we've actually learned. But we're happy with the way the girls are practicing. They're getting along well. Our chemistry's good. We just want to take it one day at a time, control what we can control. But we feel like we've got some pieces that should help us.
Talk about Stephanie Wooten, one of your seniors. Obviously, been here 4 years. She's got a chance, maybe an outside chance, but a chance nonetheless to set the all-time scoring record here at D&E. What has it been like having her for 4 years now and build around your program?
Well, it's actually her 5th year. She was redshirted her first year when she blew her knee out. She's been a very good player for us. This year we really want her focusing on making her teammates better. We're comfortable that she'll be able to get her own shot and put some good points up, but we want her to make her teammates better as she will receive a lot of attention. She's developing into a leader. I think her attitude's been great thus far. As you mentioned, she does have an outside shot of being D&E's all-time leading scorer when she graduates. She also has a shot as well as being the GMAC leading scorer as well. So, again, we just want to push her. We want her to get better every day. We want her to use her strength. She's a lot stronger than she likes to let people realize. So we want her to get in the paint, get to the free throw line. But, granted, I'm biased. I see her every day at practice, but I think she's one of the best guards in the region.
You mentioned the GMAC, obviously with her being here for 4 years, but for you, you've been here, you've seen all 4 years now coming into this season in the GMAC, but you've also had that experience of the WIVIAC before that. Talk about the transition getting into the GMAC, where it's growing, how it's grown, and the experience to be able to see different parts of the country, play in different regions that you weren't used to or that the team didn't do as much of prior to this move to the GMAC.
Well, I think the GMAC is definitely getting better. I think the last couple of years, each team, each school has improved. I think it's going to continue to do so. As you move forward into the future, there's some more teams coming that are very good as well. So the conference is getting better. Hopefully there's a little more parity. And then, as you mentioned, we definitely travel a lot. We see different parts of the country. I think that's been nice. I think we've also expanded our recruiting base. If we go down our roster, we have kids from North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, and now we've progressed to Kentucky and Indiana, state of Washington. So I feel like we can recruit nationally.
That's good. For you specifically, goals for the team this year, maybe we had talked about Stephanie, but maybe some of your other key role players who you've had for a couple of years, what you want to see them do within the team?
As far as the team, our goal is real simple, and that's just to get better every day. We want to attack every day, one day at a time, and obviously I've said that several times in this interview, and we're focused on that, because if we're getting better every day, we're going to progress, and at the end of the season we're going to be playing our best basketball. Individually, we just want kids to play to their potential. We want them to play to their role. We haven't really talked about that a whole lot. Now they have an idea based on last year. But we want each person to have some ownership in the team. We need everybody to defend. We need everybody to rebound. And then, next couple weeks we're going to get more into roles and so forth. But again, I like our pieces. I think we're versatile. I think we can play a big lineup if needed. I think we could play a pressing lineup if needed. So hopefully as we go along, we can throw different stuff at different teams.
Okay, and then one last question. Just talk about, I know scheduling-wise, some teams choose to play in some different things. You get the conference crossover challenge at the beginning of the year. You've also got some big exhibition games against some D1s that they won't actually count on the schedule. But talk about that experience that'll be gained from those competitions here early in the year.
When we schedule, we obviously want to play teams that are going to make us better. We want to play different types of teams, as far as the style they play. Obviously, you want to have in-region games, and that's where the conference challenge comes in, playing Lake Erie and Tiffin, because those are regional opponents. The Division I thing, that's something we've been doing for a while. We try and get games close to where our players are from. We've played Old Dominion for the last 5 or 6 years, so that's nice. A lot of people get to go home to Virginia and compete in front of their friends and family. And then after that, it's just a matter of maximizing our resources and seeing who we can play and what they're willing to offer us and so forth. But I think the girls like playing the Division I teams for the exposure to play in a big arena, just different environment, give them an idea of where they are. I think it's something they'll remember. They might not like the outcome sometimes, but I think at the end of the day, I think it's good to expose them to that. And then obviously, if we're to get to the Elite Eight someday, playing in a big arena, that'll be something we've done. So pretty much just like in practice, everything we do, there's a reason. Same thing with scheduling. We don't just randomly pick teams. There's a reason we do things, and we want to expose our kids to tough competition in different environments.
Beginning of the year, conference, you're kind of picked middle of the table, middle of the standings for the conference, coming after last year's 500 season. Just what did you think about the preseason poll and where you expect yourself as a team?
It's a little bit of a disappointment, but at the end of the day, it's just a vote, and we can't really control that. So we just have to go out and control what we can control, and hopefully we can prove ourselves that way.
Just talk about 4 years in the GMAC and the experience of playing the different schools and being able to see different parts of the country.
It's a nice experience. It's tough to learn how to adapt to traveling all the time and stay up with classes and practice and everything, but it's a good experience.
For you, closing in, one of the D&E records for total points scored on a career is attainable. It's reachable this year, but what is one of the goals, or what are the goals for you this year specifically that you want to see done?
I would just like to improve in all aspects of the game, but it would be nice to break records and stuff. But at the end of the day, I just want to be able to improve and then help us win as many games as possible.
All right, so a very young team last year, went 500 in the conference, made the conference tournament. What's it like bringing back the core of the team, 4 of the 5 most starters for the most minutes played, most of the 5 of the top 6 scorers coming back? What's it like having so much of the team come back this year?
It's nice because we shouldn't have to go through as much of a learning experience as the past few years that we've had. Everyone should already know what's expected of them and their roles in the team, so that should help.